Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the newest McFarlane DC Multiverse Jokerized wave. We have the Jokerized Hush, Jokerized Harley Quinn, and Jokerized Last Night on Earth Batman. These were available at the McFarlane Toy Store, a random 9 p.m. Friday night drop, unannounced, kind of frustrating, but happy to have them in hand finally. Now, in the past, these Jokerized figures were Target exclusives. I'm assuming, I don't know, that Target has had perhaps poor sales on these guys, and they passed up continuing ordering Jokerized figures from McFarlane. Like I said, I don't know, but if I go to my Target right now, I can find White Knight Jokerized Batman, Jokerized Batgirl, Jokerized Red Robin, all in fair quantities. The figures are cool, but very gimmicky, and they're definitely pointless for most collectors. Me, I like the variations, but I do admit I don't see as much appeal to these guys as some of the other figures McFarlane puts out, to say the least. It's cool to build your Jokerized deck. If I'm not mistaken, this is now going to put us at 7 Jokerized figures with single releases that came with the cards, and I think there are 6 more to complete the entire deck. And I'm pretty sure they're going to make all 6. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see, this is the Hush figure. They've released this guy. I think this is the 4th Hush figure they've made, which is pretty cool. I like when they do variants of the villains like this that don't get a lot of figures. He's got 2 knives in Joker colors, display stand, collector's card, display stand for the collector's card, and some Jokerized playing cards. DC Multiverse Hush. There's his barcode if that helps. On the back, you have the image of Hush and Batman split in the middle and Jokerized. Next, we have Harley Quinn. It's been a long time since we've seen this sculpt. This came out in the first batch of McFarlane figures. She comes with a mallet, display stand, collector's card, display stand for the collector's card, and then 4 Jokerized. I noticed that she doesn't come with her pop gun that she originally came with. Warner Brothers has no gun ban. DC Multiverse, Harley Quinn. There's her barcode. She was the first one to sell out at the McFarlane Toy Store, and right now they're all sold out. At the back, here's Harley Quinn, Jokerized, even though I'm pretty sure she's Jokerized as is. There was no bundle discount for these guys either. I found that kind of disappointing. And finally, Last Night on Earth Batman. He has display stand, collector's card, display stand for the collector's card, 4 Jokerized playing cards, Joker's head in a little sort of jar or whatnot, and then a baton. I think he's a really cool Jokerized figure because he's in a straight jacket and now it's done green, all kind of Joker stuff on it. DC Multiverse Batman. There is his barcode. And at the back, here he is, Jokerized, even those sunglasses. I believe these are available at GameStop in Canada if you're desperate to get them. So with no further ado, let's open them up. And as you guys probably already know, I got 2 of these sets, one of which to open and enjoy, the other one to keep unopened in my complete Batman-related unopened action figure collection. Here's a look at this Jokerized Harley Quinn next to the original release of Harley Quinn. Notice the absence of the pop gun in the new one there. And here is the Last Night on Earth Jokerized Batman next to the original release. And finally, here's the Jokerized Hush next to his initial release. Alright, now that we get these figures out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out. They all come with some cool stuff, including display stands, collector's cards, and more importantly, more Jokerized playing cards to complete your entire deck. So these are the newest wave of Jokerized figures. Hush, Harley Quinn, and the Last Night on Earth Batman. Who would have ever thought they would have Jokerized Hush? And Harley Quinn isn't she already Jokerized? And the Batman is actually a pretty cool logical choice to Jokerize, being in a straight jacket with the Joker head, all that cool stuff. In this video, we're going to take a look at each of the figures. We'll check out their accessories, height, and articulation, and we'll compare them with a bunch of other relevant action figures. Let's go ahead and start off with Hush. Before we check out Hush, let's check out some of their generic accessories. Each one comes with a display stand. It's done in kind of a pink or purple color with green TC at the bottom. Very thin, very basic, but at least it's a unique paint job for the Jokerized figures. Here's a look at their collector's cards. As you can see, we have a Jokerized defaced collector's card for Hush, Harley Quinn, and Batman. Here's the front of Hush's collector's card. The description on the back, if you want to read that, pause now. Then we have Harley Quinn's collector's card, her description, and finally this version of Batman's collector's card and his description as well. And doesn't do much for me, but if you want to display the collector's card next to your figure, you have a stand to do so. Now let's look at the Jokerized playing cards. We have 3 sets of 4, 12 more cards. If you want to complete an entire deck of cards, you need 52 cards. They've made 4 Jokerized figures so far. Well, at least they came with cards. That's a total of 16 cards, plus these 12 equals 28, leaving us 24 cards to go, meaning they're going to make at least 6 more Jokerized figures to complete the playing card deck. Here are the cards that came with Hush. We have, looks like, the Ace of Hearts, 5 of Diamonds, 8 of Spades, or Clubs rather, and then Queen of Spades. Here are the cards that came with Harley Quinn, 4 of Spades, 6 of Diamonds, 6 of Hearts, and Jack of Clubs. And finally, the cards that came with Batman, 2 of Clubs, 4 of Hearts, 9 of Spades, Jack of Diamonds. And here's the entire Jokerized playing card deck so far. We have a total of 32 cards. There are 52 cards in a deck. They've released a total of 5 Jokerized figures before them, at least ones that came with the Joker decks. That gives us 20 cards. We now have 12 more with these 3 figures. That's 32. We have a total of 20 left to get. That is 5 more Jokerized figures at least that they're going to have to put out to complete the deck, and you know they will. So let's get into the figures. Here's Hush. He comes with 2 knives, 1 green, 1 purple. So let's take a look. Thomas Elliot here. He has the bandages all over his face, and they look good, but he has that red smile paint on top, and it looks so weird, but kind of cool. Big trench coat, half green, half purple, switched in the collar, and it has ha 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 written all over it. It is Jokerized and defaced. Underneath, we have green and purple pants, some armored shins and knee pads. Not too much going on. I've seen some people take the jacket off, and there is absolutely nothing in this segment here. It's got the top part of the torso, the legs, and then just sort of a little bar in the middle there. Double jointed elbows. Double jointed knees. What a crazy idea. I do like it when they make variants of characters like this. There's not a lot of Hush figures, so one more to add to the collection. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Head covered in bandages, the red smile there. Pretty cool. Such a weird idea to Jokerize Hush, but cool idea. Here are his knives. He has 2 of them. They are the same sculpt. One has a green handle and a green tint to the blade. The other one, of course, has a purple handle and a little bit of a purple tint to the blade. These will be great for Joker or Joker henchmen. Here's a look at Hush holding those 2 knives. And like I said, they'd be pretty good for a Joker henchman to be using as well. Now to check out the differences between this Jokerized Hush and the single release. It's 100% the same figure, same sculpt, same articulation, but a different paint job, so let's take a look. This is the single release of Hush. He has the sort of more standard expression. The one of the 2-pack had an angry expression. Their heads are exactly the same, although this one definitely looks to be smiling, although it's just a red smile paint on top of sort of a almost frowning regular expression. Same jacket with the collar popped up, same necklace with the ring. Of course, we have completely different Jokerized brighter colors here versus a regular trench coat. Same with underneath, black pants, green and purple. Laughter all over it. Split right down the middle. So here are all 4 of the Hush figures that McFarlane has made. We have the Platinum Chase unpainted artist-proof Hush figure, the Jokerized Hush figure, the single version of Hush, and the Angry Hush from the 2-pack. Here he is, next to a couple of DC Direct Hush figures. Then, next to the Mafex Hush figure. Here are all the different Hush figures that I have. I believe I have all of them in the 6 and 7-inch scale. These are from McFarlane, DC Direct, and Mafex. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories, Let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing right at 7 inches tall, which can translate to just under 18 centimeters. And for his articulation, starting with his head, of course, you can rotate from side to side, look up and down about that far, can tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint goes about 90 degrees, up, down, around. He does not have that typical butterfly ring between shoulder and chest because the jacket here covers up that gap. Bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows. His wrist can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. He's got the soft goods overlay, and really any articulation underneath is going to be useless. He does have a ball joint in his waist to rotate around, forward and back. You can kind of see how it pushes in there. There's really nothing inside of there. Legs, they go out about this far, although the jacket's going to kind of obstruct some of that. Go forward, maybe that much, not much. Back, not at all. Double jointed knees. And his ankle. Forward and back. Rotate. Well, tilt rock, but mine is stuck. I'll have to work on that. And toe articulation. Now, this isn't how it happened in the comics, but this is how it's going to happen in my little story. So Batman's going through the cemetery. He comes across Hush digging up Jason Todd's grave. This is all before Red Hood and everything like that has happened. Batman, of course, is furious. Hush ends up unmasking himself. Batman's been trying to figure out who Hush is for months, and he reveals it's Jason Todd. Batman steps back in shock, unsure of what to do. Batman reaches out. As he talks to Jason Todd, he realizes something isn't right. It doesn't take him long to realize this is a fraud. It's not Jason. Batman quickly goes to work, as he has two villains to take down, Clayface and Hush. Meanwhile, Jason Todd is alive. He was in the back of the cemetery watching this entire set of events. To be continued in Detective Comics number 732. And here's a little Batman versus Hush story I made for the single Hush figure video. This is sort of based off his crimes from Arkham City. Now switched to an alleyway in the slums of Gotham City. You can see Hush taking a knife to his victim. He's been cutting people's faces off. They nicknamed him the Identity Thief. Here's Batman looking down the alleyway toward Hush's victim. Batman inspects the body further, looking for any clues that'll help him find the killer. Thomas Elliot is looking at himself in the mirror. His face is wrapped in bandages. He's been cutting off faces of people all over Gotham City, trying to put together a special face for himself. The face of his childhood friend. The face of Bruce Wayne. Thomas Elliot has to put some makeup on to watch out for those scars. The next day, in Bruce Wayne's office at Wayne Enterprises, his secretary says, "Oh, you're back so soon, Mr. Wayne?" Bruce Wayne is confused as he just got to the office. She tells him that he had just left, and he runs downstairs, meets up with somebody, grabs his shoulder, and he's in shock as he's looking at himself. Thomas Elliot quickly takes advantage of Bruce Wayne's shock and escapes. Later, Batman and Hush start to fight on a Gotham rooftop. Batman doesn't know who Hush is. As Thomas Elliot wants to ruin Bruce Wayne's name, he takes off his bandages and reveals that he is in fact Bruce Wayne. Of course, he doesn't know that Batman is Bruce Wayne, so his plan is not going to work. Batman removes his mask and totally shocks Thomas Elliot, as he had no idea Bruce Wayne was Batman. Batman takes advantage of this and takes down Thomas Elliot. And now for Harley Quinn. She comes with her mallet, not her pop gun, because of the Warner Brothers no gun mandate, which is ridiculous, but it is what it is. This is the first Harley Quinn they released, and a lot of people believe she's based off the animated series, and she does look that way, but her collector's card implied she was based off the pre-New 52 comics. Either way, it's the most classic Harley Quinn that McFarlane has made, and I'm actually surprised McFarlane hasn't made about 20 Harley Quinn figures with how popular she is. So, let's take a look. This is her in her traditional Jester outfit, but done in Joker colors, green and purple. Now, one could argue Harley Quinn is already Jokerized because she fell into the chemicals, but I guess she's double Jokerized. Big exaggerated features, big eyes, red smile, the jester hat, green, purple. As we go further down, thin arms, double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, the mismatching color, the green, the purple, the diamonds. It all looks pretty cool. And it's sort of the opposite of what Harley Quinn normally is, with the same pattern, red and black. And a closer look at her face and head sculpt. It definitely has an animated vibe to it. Here's her mallet. As you can see, it's a large wooden mallet. It's got the Harley Quinn diamonds on the top in blue, as well as the red and black on the side. One side has the face, 2 X's for the eyes. The other side has sort of a bullseye. Wooden handle, and it's got some wrap around it where she's going to grip it. Here's Harley Quinn holding that mallet. She can hold it with either one hand or with 2. Now to check her out with the original release of Harley Quinn. So, starting with their faces, very similar, just a different paint scheme. The red and the black versus the green and the purple. As you go further down, everything is exactly the same sculpt, same articulation, same figure, different paint job. You can see the diamonds there, purple versus black, red versus green. Truly opposites. Here are all the different Harley Quinn figures McFarlane has made. They've done 4 of them, 2 from the movies, 1 from the animated show, I guess, and then the Jokerized version. I would love to see an updated version of the Justice Suit Harley Quinn. They could even put that in a 2-pack with a Black Tuxedo Joker, a Mad Love pack. They could do Harley Quinn from the New 52, the Rebirth comics, the first Suicide Squad movie, her main outfit from the second movie. They could do her from the animated show. There's a ton of variations of her they could make, and Harley Quinn figures and merchandise do sell. Now for her height. Bottom to the top of her little hat. About 6.8 inches tall, which can translate to just over 17 centimeters. And for articulation. Starting with her head, rotate side to side, up and down, decent amount. Tilt one side to the other. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes out more than 90 degrees. Up, down, around. She does have the butterfly ring between her shoulder and chest. Increase range of motion and cover the gap. Bicep cut. Double jointed elbows. Her wrist. Rotate. And it's hinged. Ball joint the torso. Rotate around. Forward and back. Another one the waist. Rotate around. Forward and back. Between the two. Pretty good range of motion in the torso. Legs, complete of splits, McFarlane style hip joints, rotations non-existent, legs go forward about that far, back not much, double jointed knees, and her ankle. Old school ball ankles that are very sort of hideous. Forward and back, rotate, tilt rock, and toe articulation. Here's Harley Quinn standing in her display shelf. This is Harley Quinn's apartment. See a lot of different Harley Quinn display pieces in the background. We've got Bud and Lou here, her bed, little Harley Quinn background, mirror, place for her to do makeup, Harley Quinn stands in the background, some accessories on the table. Of course, I picked a red table with black legs, appropriate for Harley Quinn. She's got a closet there, some hats in the corner, red and black of course, some hangers to hang up her stuff. Another place to do makeup over here. A couple of Harley Quinn accessories in the comics in the back. The squirrel and the pizza monster. Then we've got a mirror here, plus a picture of Mr. J. And then, of course, her thugs hang out up there in the background. And finally, we have the Last Night on Earth Batman. This is from a sort of Elseworlds type what-if future storyline where Batman defeated Darkseid, took his powers, and became a totalitarian dictator named Omega. And then they made a clone of Bruce Wayne. He was raised in Arkham Asylum, and that's who this guy is. He became Batman to overthrow Omega. So let's take a look. Now, they made the original figure, and of course it was Batman in a straitjacket. And this is a Jokerized version of that, and it makes a lot of sense. Got white eyes, white skin, red smile. the straitjacket with the W for Wayne on it. The straitjacket's in green and has a purple belt. You can see straps hanging down the back. Looks like double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. Some pretty cool details here. Little red X's defaced all over it. White skin on his hands. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Now check out his accessories. He has two accessories. Number one, we have this baton. I think he took that from a guard in Arkham Asylum. And then we have the Joker's head in a glass jar. He was carrying this around in Last Night on Earth. It was talking to him. It's a great head sculpt. Looks fantastic. I'm happy to add a second one of these to the collection. Here's Batman holding that baton and then holstering that baton. Here's the new Jokerized version of that head on the left, next to the original version on the right. The original one had an orange and black color scheme. Kind of has a Halloween vibe to it. And they could have Jokerized his head a little bit on the inside. That could have been really cool. Here's Batman carrying that Joker head. And then here, carrying both those Joker heads. Now to check out the Jokerized Last Night on Earth Batman next to the regular version. They're both in a straitjacket. They both have Wayne in the front. You can see the straitjacket. Good paint job. All the different straps on his arms, legs, down his back. Similar here, except the straitjacket is done in a green color, and all the straps are done in purple. His skin is white, his skin is flesh colored. They both have the same baton. You can see all the different straps on his arms, etc. Defaced a little bit Jokerized at the bottom. If you're going to Jokerize any Batman figure, this is probably the one that makes the most sense. And for his height, bottom to the top of his head, about 6.9 inches tall, which can translate to 17.5 centimeters. And you go to the top of the ears, about 7.1 inches tall. And for the articulation, his head can rotate side to side. He can look up, not too much, down good amount. Can tilt his head. Shoulders on a ball joint goes out 90 degrees. Up, down, around. That butterfly ring. Bicep cut. Double jointed elbows. His wrist can rotate, and it's going to be hinged. Torso is sort of one solid piece. He does have a joint underneath there. Can rotate around, forward and back. Legs complete as splits. McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation's non-existent. They go forward, really not very much. Back not much either. Double jointed knees. And the ankle, forward and back. Rotate, tilt, rock, and to articulation. Here's a look at all of the McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman Last Night on Earth figures and their variants. Looks like we have one more to add to the collection. Here's a look at Bruce Wayne in Arkham Asylum. He's being raised and kept here. Here he is fighting the other inmates. And here he is fighting all the guards, getting ready to escape. Batman escapes the asylum, goes on a long journey, and eventually meets Alfred in the Batcave. He dons the Batsuit and becomes the Batman. They've been growing him as a clone all these years just to overthrow Omega. Meanwhile, on the Gotham City streets, we have Bane and Scarecrow. They're working for Omega. Alfred threatens him with a shotgun. He's not having it. Scarecrow hits Alfred with his fear toxin. At this point, Omega gets involved. He's grabbing Alfred. He's going to end him. In Alfred's head, he's thinking back to the night that Thomas and Martha Wayne died. And instead of them going to the movies, he convinced them not to. It's sort of a happy moment for him as he dies. Later, Batman meets up with Wonder Woman. They take on Omega. Here's Wonder Woman from Batman the Last Night on Earth, fighting Omega. Here's a look at Omega taking on Batman after a long, bloody fight. Here's a look at McFarlane's three newest Jokerized figures, Hush, Harley Quinn, and the Last Night on Earth Batman. Now let's check them out, next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Jokerized figures. Here are all the regular Jokerized figures. These are the single release figures that came with 4 Joker playing cards each. We have a total of 8 of them. But this is not the entire McFarlane Jokerized collection. No sir. They also released a Tard exclusive Dark Knight Trilogy Jokerized wave. Scarecrow, Batman, Joker, and Two-Face collectively build a Jokerized Bane for the Dark Knight Rises. And yes, they made a Jokerized Joker in this wave. Here's the entire McFarlane DC Multiverse Jokerized collection. we have 8 figures that came with cards, 5 figures that didn't, the Build-A-Figure wave. There are 5 more figures that are going to come with cards. That's going to be a total of 18 Jokerized figures when the collection is done. That's assuming they don't make any more that won't come with cards. They even have a Jokerized Batmobile that just came out in the Batman Classic TV series line. And here they are, next to the Infected, Shazam, Nightwing, and Superman. These are not exactly Jokerized figures, but they almost fit in. Then, next to several McFarlane DC Multiverse Joker figures. And then here are all the different Joker figures McFarlane has done in their DC Multiverse line. So overall, these are some pretty cool Jokerized figures. I'd say my favorite is Harley Quinn. Who would have ever thought they would Jokerize a Hush figure? And then Harley Quinn, isn't she already sort of Jokerized? But she does look good in this color scheme. And then the Last Night on Earth Batman with a straight jacket is a perfect figure to Jokerize. I think all 3 of these look cool. Their accessories are really cool. And they fit in nice with the rest of the Jokerized collection. Really curious to find out what the next figures are going to be. I can only imagine they're going to have to do a Jokerized Nightwing and Red Hood before this is all over. I thought I saw a Jokerized Wonder Woman on the leak list, but sometimes I get those things wrong. I can only imagine that Target dropped carrying the Jokerized figures due to poor sales, but I really have no idea. Will these be available anywhere besides McFarlane Toy Store in the US? I don't know, but they are at GameStop Canada. But unfortunately, they don't ship to the US. If you're looking for these figures and you miss them at the McFarlane Toy Store, I would keep an eye on CMD Store and Figurine for All. This Canadian website's probably your best bet. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say with the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you real soon.